Coming up on Week 5 of the HuskyZone, the holiday break continued, bringing with it another basketball tournament. Both teams ended up in third place. The wrestlers also were in action over the course of the week, dueling with a tough Scappoose club. All of this and more is coming up on Week 5 of the Winter Sports HuskyZone. Hi, I'm Cole Costello, and welcome back to another NM Athletics production. The end of this year marks the end of the second calendar year of North Marion Athletics. We accredit all of our success of the past 2 years to you, the viewers, for keeping NM Athletics going. We look forward to a successful 2013, the last year for most of us here at NM Athletics. The transition to new students taking over is underway, and we are excited to keep the tradition going. Now jumping into the action, here's Shane Whitehead with wrestling.
Thanks, Cole. The Huskies hosted the Indians of Scappoose on Friday in a dual meet. North Marion struggled early, losing their first 6 matches, falling to an insurmountable 0-29 deficit. The Huskies failed to score until Lucas Randall pinned his opponent 30 seconds into the second round. Tyler Saucedo and Cody Walker followed suit, winning with a fall and a 7-3 decision respectively. Dustin Newsom took a forfeit, giving North Marion their final points as the Huskies fell as a team to the Indians 21-49. That's it for wrestling. Now here's Cole with girls basketball.
Thanks, Shane. The Lady Huskies got things started off from Astoria with a matchup on Thursday against the Rainier Columbians. Although Rainier is a 3A school, the Columbians boasted a 9-1 record coming into the contest, with several impressive wins over upper echelon opponents. The game got off to a very slow start, as the Huskies' first bucket didn't come until the 4:11 mark of the first quarter. North Marion led 7-6 after 1 quarter of play, but the Huskies struggled from there on out, as the Columbians outmuscled North Marion throughout the rest of the game, especially in the middle 2 quarters. Rainier posted 14-point second and third quarters, while the Huskies were held to 8 and 5 respectively. North Marion faced deficits as big as 22 before narrowing the margin to 14 before all was said and done. Jasmine Flores topped the stat sheet with a double-double performance, consisting of 10 points and 11 boards. North Marion's bench could only mutter 3 points in the game, a big factor in the middle quarter struggles. The Huskies continued pool play into Friday night, where they met up with the Napa Loggers. A very close first quarter yielded a narrow 12-8 Huskies lead, but North Marion began to pull away in the second quarter. The Huskies outscored the Loggers 14-4 in the second period to head into the locker room with a sizable advantage. Any hint at a Napa comeback was completely removed early in the third period, most notably through the hands of Jasmine Flores. Jasmine was set on autopilot as she recorded 12 straight points alone, all of them off Logger turnovers. 2 minutes and 41 seconds into the second half, Jasmine had scored 15 points in the third quarter alone, while Napa had a measly 3. The Huskies' second and third unit players saw a lot of time on the court in the second half and were able to defend Napa fairly well. However, for over 12 minutes in the second half, the Huskies' second unit laid an egg offensively without scoring a single field goal. Napa pulled within 9 late in the fourth quarter, but a 26-point North Marion lead was too big of a hole to climb out of, as the Huskies held on for a 44-34 victory. Jasmine Flores more than doubled the game's nearest scorer for either side, finishing with 25 points in just 18.5 minutes of playing time. North Marion finished shooting a solid 43% in the game. North Marion made their way into the third place game with the Warrenton Warriors basketball squad. Warrenton narrowly defeated Astoria before losing to R.A. Long, placing them in the third place game with the Huskies. North Marion played well from start to finish to claim the third place title over the Warriors. Now here's Josh with the results from the boys' side of the tournament.
Thanks, Cole.
Looking back to last week against Hidden Valley, the Huskies held the Mustangs to just 3 third-quarter points, setting a season best for North Marion. But the Huskies did not take long to outdo themselves, as they started off the team's Thursday matchup versus Rainier full of defensive intensity. The end result was a 1-point Rainier first quarter, not recording a single field goal while only getting 4 shots up. Conversely, the Huskies offense started off hot with Kyle Williamson and Quatley Verastegi knocking down early threes, something the Huskies haven't been able to do too often this season. Rainier held tight with North Marion throughout the final 3 periods, but the Huskies' 15-1 first quarter dominance was enough to cruise to the victory. North Marion leads reached as high as 22 before settling at 16 to end the game. Kyle Williamson and Quatley Verastegi represented the Huskies' 1-2 scoring punch, recording 11 and 10 points apiece. Kerry Cook led the rebounders with 8. The Huskies shot 43% from the field, including 3 for 6 from long distance. North Marion also shot better from the stripe in their victory. North Marion was back in action the following day for a game against the Lumberjacks of R.A. Long. The Huskies opened up hot again with a lead as big as 20-9 in the second period. North Marion marched into the locker room with a 30-25 halftime lead. Kellen Pippert and Kyle Williamson accounted for 24 of the Huskies' 30 first-half points. Unfortunately, disaster struck in the third quarter as North Marion struggled to get anything going. A good 6-turnover first half was quickly overshadowed by a 9-turnover third quarter, a quarter where North Marion was outscored 16-3 and shot just 1 of 8 from the field. Lumberjack leads reached as high as 14 points, representing a 25-point turnaround. The Huskies did what they could in the final minute to bring the final tally to a respectable 49-40. North Marion shot 52% in the first half before dropping to 24% in the second half to finish at 40% overall. The Lumberjacks shot 44% in the first half before shooting the lights out in the second half at 73%. Kyle Williamson finished with 17 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals, while Kellen Pippert followed behind him with 15 points. The Huskies got off to an 11-2 run to start the third-place game against the Warrenton Warriors on Saturday. The Warriors ended the first half with a nice run that brought them within 1 point at halftime. North Marion took turns leading as there were a couple lead changes in the early third quarter. But in the fourth quarter, the Huskies' defense helped them take a double-digit lead, and it held till the end of the game, beating Warrenton 51-36. Team stats from that game are on your screen now. Now we bring back Cole Costello for our trivia question.
Thanks, Josh. Last week we asked you how many minutes were played in last year's matchup between North Marion and Hidden Valley. The correct answer is 40. In this double overtime matchup, the Huskies came away with a victory and moved on in their tournament. This week we ask you, when was the last time that any North Marion basketball team held their opponent to 1 point in any quarter? Text in your answer to 503-583-8NMA. It costs the exact same as any normal text message, and if you answer correctly and are the lucky person selected, you get a free NM Athletics Husky wristband. Here's Josh Hauser again for this week's NM Athletics FBLA High Flying Performer.
Let's go!
Thanks, Cole. This week's North Marion Athletics FBLA high-flying performer is Jasmine Flores of the girls basketball team. Jasmine was her usual self in the team's 3 tournament games, but she stood out especially in the early third quarter of Game 2. North Marion had a 14-point lead coming out of halftime, but Jasmine did her part in extending that lead. In a matter of 2 minutes and 41 seconds, Jasmine had recorded 15 points and extended the Huskies' lead to 26 points. The first 12 points all came off Napa turnovers. Her 15 points included 3 lay-ins and 3 three-pointers. This brought her point total to 25 points in the game. Congrats to Jasmine Flores, and be sure to visit Mrs. Ione in Room 2 for all of your balloon needs, as they are perfect for any occasion. Now we'll send it back over to Cole for this week's Play of the Week.
Thanks, Josh. This week's Play of the Week comes courtesy of Tyler Saucedo from the wrestling team. As you can see on your screen, Tyler quickly takes advantage of his opponent's mistake and overtakes him, putting him on his back for the quick pin. This pin led to one of the Huskies' 4 wins in this matchup against Scappoose. Be sure to give Tyler a high five in the halls when you see him for his great moves on the mat. And finally, here's Wyatt Moore with more upcoming events.
On Tuesday, we'd like to wish you a Happy New Year, and on Friday begins the athletic week as both basketball teams go to Seaside for a rescheduling of their December contest. Girls varsity tips things off at 5:30, boys will follow at 7. Saturday is a busy day as all sports are in action. Wrestling goes to Albany to compete in the West Albany Invitational. The swimming team goes to the Kroc Center to compete in the Blanchette Invitational with events beginning at 1 p.m. And the basketball teams host the Astoria Fighting Fishermen in Gym 1 on Saturday night. Games are at 5:30 for girls and 7 for boys. I'm Wyatt Moore. You stay classy, NM Nation.
Thanks, Wyatt. We're very happy to announce that Kelly McGuire has won the voting contest for our Where Are They Now? Be looking for a segment on Kelly McGuire in the coming weeks. As always, we'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Young Life for their sponsorship of our ticker. Be sure to head to the Hub and Hubbard every Monday night at 8 p.m. for club, starting up February 4th. That just about wraps up another week of the NM Athletics Husky Zone. I'm Cole Costello saying catch you next time and Happy New Year.
Everybody,